Hello all. सबैलाई चाहिँ मोर्निङ नखको पिन्टुना as well as विजया दशमीको पनि शुभकामना। दशैं पनि सक्यो। सो आज चाहिँ हामी Node.JS एप डेभलपमेन्टको बारेमा चाहिँ नि अलिकति वर्कआउट गर्ने छौं। So first of all, I'm going to create a project called, let's say, CRM. Okay, so I'm not going to make a whole complete CRM application. So I'm going to make you a folder structure, how you actually have to, like design the folder structure. So के म cover गर्ने छु आज भन्दाखेरि first मा चाहिँ नि Express framework. I'm not going to go deep into a Node.JS को बारेमा चाहिँ deep मा जान्न. I do understand, I hope that you have already done a little bit Node.JS, hey? So JS को बारेमा अलिकति चाहिँ तपाईले background चाहिँ छ भन्ने मेरो assumption छ. So यसमा चाहिँ what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the router, hey? So how to route, and then I'm also going to cover MVC structure, the custom one, and I'm not going to cover a database. So for that one, I'm going to use just the array with the repository pattern. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm not going to save it. All right, so first of all, what we need to do is we need to go to a command line from a Visual Studio Code. You can actually get into the command line from the terminal, right? So first of all, what I'm going to do is npm init. So that will give me a, like just click next. Yes, okay, so after that, if you want to install certain packages, so what you need to do is npm install express. So these days Express framework ma chahi ni Body-Parser and then arko ke re Body-Parser पनि आउने भएकोले गर्दाखेरि हामीलाई खासै install गरिराख्नु पर्दैन, right? So there are so many packages already it has downloaded. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a app.js file, right? So यसको लागि चाहिँ नि I'm going to create a file, new file, app control s, okay, app.js. So what you need to do is you need to import, right? So let's say constant ma चाहिँ नि, let's say express equals to require express, and that will load the express module, right? Then after that, what you need to do is you need to have another constant app equals to express function, which is called the express function. Okay, so what you can do is you can now start using the app with the app router. Okay, so app dot, let's say use, or let's say app dot get. So in the home page what you're going to do is you're going to call a function, and function that requires the two parameters, request and the response. All right, so request and the response. So I will just say response dot send h1 hello Node.js h1. So when you send a request to the application, right, server, so that will actually connect to the home page, and as soon as home page ma pugne bittikai यसले चाहिँ तपाईलाई चाहिँ hello js भन्ने छ. तर our server is not up and run yet, so what you can do is you can choose app.listen, and then you can define the port, let's say 9000 that I'm going to define, and then you can also call a callback. यसमा चाहिँ अहिले functional lambda expression use गर्छु म. So what you can do is console.log. All right, so you can also use a string parser, right? Okay, server is running at, okay, so port, you can do that. So that means what I'm going to do is I'm going to define a constant port equals to 9000, and here I can define the port, and then I save it. Now if you run this into a command line, now I'm going to run another terminal, right? So cd desktop cd node app ls cd node projects ls cd crm. Clear? Okay, so np node app.js. You can also install another node package called node monitor that I already have installed it, so I will also show you that one. So 9000 ma mero server run bhayirako cha. So that means if I go to another page, let's say localhost 9000, this is what it displays. All right, this is what it displays. So let me close it, or I can also run from the app. Okay, so 9000 cha मैले चाहिँ node monitor पनि run गरेको छु. That means control C close गरौँ. So if you do not have node mon, so you can just install node npm install -g globally install गर्छ node mon. You can install this one. So I already have this one, so that means what I'm going to do is node mon app.js. So node mon ले चाहिँ के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि every time I make changes, it will automatically restart the application. All right, so यसले चाहिँ नि automatically restart गर्छ. So अब यसरी नै if I need to send a file, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a view folders, views. So here I can create another file called index.html, right? So HTML boilerplate cha mero h1 hello from node server. Okay, so if I need to serve this file, what I need to do is first of all I'm going to require a constant ma chahi ni, sorry, path equals to require path chahi ni, you don't need to install it because you say Node.js install garda automatically on library ho. All right, so if I need to send a file, right, so what I need to do is dot send file, and file ba chahi ni हामीले चाहिँ नि जस्तै for example path.join, so constant underscore dir name, so it is a current folder dincha. So current folder, which means we are inside the crm folder, and then you need to join यहाँ भित्र views/index.html, right? So save gare. So if I do this, if I go to a page, so if I go to a localhost and 9000, that will just give me a HTML files. Okay? So page source here near HTML page aisikecha. So if I make some changes in the HTML file, just like for example, if I add a certain style sheet, right? Style banu. Okay, so okay, body and then background. Let's say background color black, and colors if I do yellow. So this is how it will look like. So if I refresh the page, you will see something like this. So that means actually it is serving from the HTML page. So send file गरेको छ. So send file पनि मलाई खासै रमाइलो लाग्दैन किनभने यसमा चाहिँ नि मैले अब certain paths extra pages हरु मैले चाहिँ कल गर्नु पर्यो, डेटाहरु पास गर्नु पर्यो. I cannot do this one. I require JavaScript or jQuery to pull from the server, right? So that means let's see अरु पनि app हरु add गरौँ. app.post. Let's say if I say about and dot send h1 about us h1, and I save it, and let me add one more URL, app garyo contact. So let's say it's a contact us, save garyo, and then you go to the page and then refresh the page, server /about. So it is serving the about page. If I do a contact, there's the contact page. So post kasari गर्ने त, let me show you, right? So let's say contact मै मैले के गर्न सक्छु त भन्दाखेरि about contact लाई चाहिँ अहिलेलाई चाहिँ मैले हटाएर except get post गरिदिन्छु, and when you go and refresh the page, now that will give you error because get method available छैन हैन. So हामीले चाहिँ के गर्यौं त भन्दाखेरि app.post मात्र activate गर्यौं. That's what we did, right? So that means we require a page to post it there. For example, let's say यही भित्र I can create a page h1 contact भन्यो. Okay, so let me add a form, so form add gare. So div label name, and then input type equals to text, name equals to name, and let's make it required HTML5 validation required garne. Let me add another div element plus form element, so that might be an email. Right click, format document, and let me add one more, and that is for what? So contact गर्दाखेरि subject एउटा त चाहियो नि, right? So that means that it will be a subject, and finally one more, and that is for message. So if you want to send some message, okay? So instead of this text box, we can create a text area, and that require a closing tag. All right. Okay. And let's add a button. Button type equals to submit, send. So let's see how our home page will look. Okay, this is how it looks. अलि राम्रो छैन, attractive छैन. So यो form लाई चाहिँ अब म post गर्छु contact मा चाहिँ. So that means our method must be a post, and then action will be /contact. So let's see if that will work or not. I need to refresh the page. So let's say name Dixanta, hello, this is hello message, and then I hit the send button. So contact us page ma gayo, right? But if I refresh the page, right, without submitting the form, right, enter मात्र गरे भने that will not be available, right? So यसको मतलब हामीले यहाँ के पनि भन्न सक्छौं त भन्दाखेरि, जस्तै for example, if anybody try to access that page, what we can do is if request dot method equals to, let's say, post छ भने मात्र you send this message, or you can send another message. Apart from that post method, you can just say response dot send h1. Okay, so method not allowed h1, save it. So now if I refresh the page, okay, so wait a minute, okay, that is not keeping an error. So method post huनुपर्छ, so that means get method ma चाहिँ अहिले allowed भएन. Okay, so that is not going to work. So let's just add, let's say response dot send h1 hello world. All right, so let's go to the home page, and then if I submit it, that will say hello world. Now, one simple problem. So by default, Express framework cannot handle form भित्रको form data. Like just all these names cannot be handled by the Express framework. That it requires another party, third party is a package. So that means constant body parser equals to require, you can say body dash parser, right? So then you need to tell this application as a middleware group you need to use it. So as a middleware group use गर्नको लागि app.use मा चाहिँ नि you can say body parser. Okay, so body parser लाई चाहिँ हामीले use गर भन्नु पर्यो, and then body parser dot json. So दुई तरिकाले युज गर्ने, body parser dot json को रूपमा एउटा JSON handle गर्नुको लागि, and another app.use body parser dot URL encoded code. You need to require the parameters, just like for example extended equals to true. That's it. So body parser you third party जुन middleware छ यसलाई युज गरिसकेपछि हामीले चाहिँ यसरी app.use गर भन्नु पर्यो, and then if you want to use all those जे जस्तै post भइराको छ, you can responses back, just like for example response.send. So हाम्रो request.body भनेर we can use this one. So as soon as we attach these two middlewares, so that will actually can handle all the form data. Right? So let's see what happens though. So if I post it back and then I send it, see, look at these ones. JSON format ma you can accept the values, just the name cha, email cha, subject cha. So message aayena, probably I just copied and pasted, right? So message bhanu, message bhandiyo, and then I need to go back to the page again and then refresh it. Okay, so Dixanta. Okay, so this is test from the Node app. and then I hit the send button. So now we have a message as well. I know. So name cha, email cha, subject pani cha, message cha. So all these possible is just because of this body parser third party चाहिने हाम्रो middleware, right? All right. Now next, what I want to do it now is actually I want to send some data. For example, let's say I have a data, right? Let's say constant ma चाहिने data equals to, let's say JSON format with curly bracket ma ID 1 and then name equals to, let's say Facebook, color blue. So these are the inquiry status data. Okay, inquiry sources data. So let's say number 2, number 3, number 4, Facebook, and then walk in. I want to make it brown, and then arko source huna sakcha phone I can make it green, and then arko source huna sakcha walk in cha phone ma cha, and then also it can be an email, right? So email, let's make it orange. Okay, these 4 data, ye char data cha, I need to actually send it to the page. So send file but directly we cannot access all these data. So what we need to do is we require to install one more package, and that package is called मैले चाहिँ यसमा use गर्न लाग्छु npm install EJS. So that means EJS चाहिँ नि हाम्रो चाहिँ नि server side javascript हो है. So that is what we are going to use. So यो install गरिसकेपछि automatically package.json मा पनि install भइसक्यो हुन्छ. Look at these ones, EJS is there, the express is there, right? So you don't need to do anything, it will write automatically itself. So now to solve this one, what I need to do is, again I need to tell the third party, right? So app.set first ma चाहिँ view engine set गर्नु पर्यो मैले. View engine मा चाहिँ I'll tell EJS that I am going to use EJS, right? So view engine चाहिँ EJS use गर्ने भन्यो, and then after that once I set this one, अब send file जुन गरिरहेको छ यसले काम गर्छ गर्दैन हेरौँ त. Let's see what happens, right? So if I go to home page, it is still working because we haven't set a render. So EJS use गर्ने हो भने हामी चाहिँ के गर्छौं त भन्दाखेरि instead of this what we do is we say response.render and we call the view page. Just like for example मैले index भन्ने है, index मात्र भने. So we do not have an index को चाहिने page, so that means it will probably give you an error, okay? So when I refresh the page, that says okay, so it try to actually look the index file. कहाँ खोज्यो त भन्दाखेरि automatically if I say मैले यहाँ चाहिँ नि यदि view engine EJS भन्ने बित्तिकै उले automatically look up गर्छ यहाँ चाहिँ नि folder views भन्ने folder चाहिँ look up गर्छ है. So views, so already मैले यहाँ views folder बनाइसकेको छ र views मा चाहिँ index.html file already छ, तर EJS को extension चाहिँ नि actual मा चाहिँ not HTML, it must be के हो त भन्दाखेरि it must be EJS extension, right? So then after that यो गरिसकेपछि now let's see what happens. If you refresh the page, now you have the page, the same page that is available there, right? So let me remove all those CSS, right? So your background यो जुन गरिरहेको छ से remove गरे. अहिले मैले यो contact form पनि अहिले यहाँबाट मैले hide गरे. So let's say let me hide all these, save गरिदियो. And what I want to do is I want to send this data to this page. So what you do is second parameter मा चाहिँ curly bracket बनाएर जुन object मा चाहिँ we can call it just like for example sources मा चाहिँ data भनेर pass गर्न सक्छौं. So these sources variable can be accessible from the EJS, okay? So for example एउटा simple example नै दिउँ यहाँ चाहिँ first what I want to do is I want to say name मा चाहिँ नि मैले नाम दिएँ Creators Institute of Business and Technology, okay? So your name like access गर्नको लागि चाहिँ what I need to do is, so जहाँ चाहिँ नि मैले यहाँ hello h1 लेखेको छ, okay? So this is where I can pass it the data. So यो पास गर्दाखेरि अलिकति जावा जानेको मान्छेलाई सजिलो छ. So it's like JSP जस्तै छ है. So यहाँ चाहिँ नि name भनेर मैले सेभ गर्दै. So once I do this, when I refresh the page, the CIBT Creators Institute of Business and Technology is available there, right? So now if you want to add more variables, just comma दिदै, let's say यहाँ चाहिँ नि मैले address भन्यो, okay? So Kumaripati Lalitpur. Okay, that's what I can define it here. So to access that address, so you can have, let's say, address Pitra. So you can define equals to address. I save it, and then when you go and refresh the page, the Kumaripati Lalitpur is available there. All right, so collection data like so I want to send all this data, right? So what you need to do is, okay, so sources one there, and then I pass the data. So this is basically a collection variable, say collection data sa. Like say loop it through garnu cha bhane UL bhitra rakhne मैले, and then यहाँ JavaScript को code like चाहिँ यहाँ use गरे. Just like for example हाम्रो sources, and then you can use for each, है. So for each भित्र हाम्रो variable के छ त भन्दाखेरि, just like for example we can pass the callback. So function मा चाहिँ first मा row and then index हुन्छ, and then curly bracket starts from here, and then ends here. So your बीचमा what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this % tag, and then I'm gonna add % tag here. So that means starting and closing. Inside that one you can pass li, okay? So यहाँ भित्र what you can do is you can just call that equals to row dot, let's say, name, because we do have the name, right? So row भित्रको यो row को चाहिँ object भित्रको name भन्ने variables लाई चाहिँ हामी access गर्दैछौँ. So then let's see what happens. When you refresh the page, we do have all the collections. So next, what next you can do is there is already a colors पनि मैले pass गरेको छु. That means if you want to change the color, right, of the background, let's say li style, okay, so background मा चाहिँ नि you can pass that JavaScript वाला, right, % भित्र equals to row dot color, you can just pass it. So let's see what happens to the background. Okay, so that is how it looks like. It looks a little bit weird, so that means we just make the color instead of background, and this is what it looks like, right? Okay, so this is the basic. अब यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ के भयो त भन्दाखेरि सिधै app.js बाट चाहिँ हामीले ह्यान्डल गरिरहेका छौं. So instead of this, what can be done त भन्दाखेरि, let's say you can create another folder called routers, okay? So now each and individual, just like for example you might have a, so your example हो नि त हामीसँग, just like for example if you're making a CRM, है, so customers भनेर होला, है, customers भित्र पनि जस्तै एउटा ल्यान्डिङ पेज भयो, त्यसपछि आएर क्रिएट फर्म होला, एडिट फर्म हुन सक्छ with certain variables, and then you might have a delete form as well, है, delete. Similarly you might have a inquiries भित्रको आफ्नै पनि root हुन सक्छ /create and blah blah blah. So यसरी छुट्टा छुट्टै URL pathहरु ह्यान्डल गर्नको लागि चाहिँ हामी के गर्छौं, routers चलाउँछौं. So that means for example let's say I'll create a new router, let's say customer router.js, right? So this is where I require constant चाहिँ नि हामीलाई again constant चाहिँ express framework चाहिन्छ, है, equals to require express. All right, so यहाँ चाहिँ नि we don't require an app, so what we use is called constant मा चाहिँ नि router equals to express dot router, right? So this is what we use, so this is what we tell. All right, so then after that, okay, so यो router गरिसकेपछि यहाँ भित्र जस्तै for example let's say router dot get चाहिँ नि हाम्रो landing page भन्यो slash मा चाहिँ we can use a lambda function, hey, so request and response instead of function, hey, so lambda expression we can use it. So let's say response dot send h1 customers, okay. So you go, then after that हामीले चाहिँ यो हाम्रो router लाई चाहिँ नि export गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. So module dot exports equals to router भन्यो, है. So once we do this, right, so यो गरिसकेपछि हामीले चाहिँ नि हाम्रो app.js मा जस्तै for example let's say यो चाहिँ home page राखिराखौं, about ए राखौं. So what we need to do is we need to require, जस्तै for example constant मा चाहिँ नि हाम्रो customer router equals to require, okay, so dot slash routers भित्रको चाहिँ नि customer router लाई चाहिँ हामी यहाँ require गर्छौं. So once we require this, what we say is instead of app.get or post, we say app.use middleware ma to say router middleware ho /customers आयो भने we just use the customer router. Okay. So handle that by the customer router. So let's see what happens now. Okay. So if I run the page and say /customers, so nothing is there because मेरो server run bhako छैन. Okay, app crashed, file changes before. Okay, so router express.router. So यहाँ चाहिँ small router हैन capital router हुनु पर्थ्यो. Okay, so let's go to the customer router instead of this ROETR router. This is what it requires. A little bit changes. So server restarted. Let's see what happens. Okay, so response.send, that means मेरो typo error छ है. So send हुनु पर्ने, send मात्र भएछ. Okay, so refresh गरौँ. So this is what it happens. Now अब customer को जुन अघि मैले भने customer को चाहिँ create, edit, everything if you want to handle, you can handle from here. Just let's say router dot. Okay, so create. Okay, add customer. Right. So you can also use edit ko लागि. Edit ma we can use a path parameter. So that means path parameter like %id भन्छौं. So that is the variable. So that means edit customer and then let's say response.send. That's where we can say h2 भित्र plus गरेर माथिको variable. So यसको लागि चाहिँ request.params.id भनेर लिन्छौं. Alright, so यहाँ plus गर्यो. Alright, so plus h1. So basically this ID is available from the params, right? So similarly you can also create for the delete page. So let's see what happens. Delete customer bhanu. Delete. So we have a different URLs, okay? So customers slash create, so that will give you a create add customers को create को page. Edit मात्र गरे भने that will give you the error because edit को लागि चाहिँ हामीलाई यहाँ parameter extra parameter पनि छ, that is for the ID. Let's say 1 2 3 भन्यो ID. So response edit को लागि भयो. त्यसै गरी हाम्रो चाहिँ नि delete को लागि पनि delete मात्र भन्यो भने पनि that will give the error because that requires one more parameter integer, right? So यो भयो customers मात्र handle गर्नको लागि. Now if you want to handle, just like for example inquiries को लागि handle गर्नु पर्यो, you can create another router. Just like for example let's say inquiry router.js, right? So you can just copy and paste it, right? So whole customer मा जे छ त्यही copy paste गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ, you can paste it, right? So now यहाँ चाहिँ नि instead of this customers you can just say inquiries and then add inquiry. Okay, edit inquiry and अर्को छ delete inquiry. Right, so same thing, right? Nothing changed. So then यसलाई चाहिँ नि हामीले app.js मा लगेर add गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ app.use. Okay, so we use this middleware inquiries. Let's say माथि import पनि गर्नु पर्यो. All right. So or if you want to use the shortcut है सिधै तपाईले instead of यो variable मा assign गर्नु भन्दा directly तपाईले यहीबाट require गरेर चाहिँ नि हाल्न सक्नुहुन्छ. That is the same thing. Okay? So one more variable create गर्नु भन्दा straight चाहिँ नि हामीले call गरिदिएको भयो. So let's see what happens then. Will I be able to access inquiries? Yes, customers नै आइराछ. So that means inquiries मा customer router नै गयो. So that means we need to change it to the inquiry router. Save गरिदियो. And then when you refresh the page, now there's the inquiries. When I say create, so create. Hey, so यति भइराको छ. So that means अब separately modules हरु handle गर्नको लागि हामीले छुट्टा छुट्टै चाहिँ के गर्यौं त भन्दाखेरि छुट्टा छुट्टै create गर्यौं है. So close others भन्यो. So let's say don't save this. All right. Now similarly हाम्रो home को लागि पनि maybe we can create another page called home router.js. है. So home router.js मा पनि control V, sorry. अहिले customer router नै वाला copy गर्दै and then I paste it to the home routers. So instead of this customers, what I can do is I can just say dot render. Okay? So render मा चाहिँ नि यहाँ चाहिँ नि मैले index भन्ने page render गर्न चाहन्छु भने and then parameter मा same thing that we. So maybe we can copy it from जुन चाहिँ already use गरिसकेको छ. These constant data that can be control X हटाइदिए so it starts looking very clean है so यहाँ मैले मलाई नचाहिने चीजहरु सबै उडाइदिन्छु control V यो चाहिँ I copied from home है so अघि जुन गरेको थिए सबै भ्यालुजहरु त्यही छ now let's go to the app so this is where you can use another app.use है so यो चाहिँ होम को लागि भएकोले गर्दाखेरि हामीले यहाँ app.require मा चाहिँ नि हामीले सिर्फ और सिर्फ होम राउटर भनिन्छौं so यसलाई पनि maybe we can say customer router so that यहाँ माथिको एक लाइन यसलाई पनि हामीले युज गर्न परेन है we don't need to use that one है so सेट गर्यौं सबै control X मिलाउँ variables एकातिर so now it is looking much more cleaner right so it's looking much more cleaner है so हरेक सेपरेट मोड्युल्सहरु ह्यान्डल गर्नको लागि हामीले के गर्यौं त भन्दाखेरि सेपरेट राउटर्सहरुको लागि है so होम राउटर युज गर्यौं so let's see how does the home router works refresh गरे so now that gave an error so that means what it says the भन्दाखेरि app is not defined because we are not using the app copy paste प्रभाव हो यो so यहाँ चाहिँ हुनुपर्ने भेरिएबलको नाम के हो त भन्दाखेरि this is router instead of app we need to say router and then we need to say router okay? So this is what we require to do it alright so अब separately it will be handled है हाम्रो चाहिँ नि app मा चाहिँ नि separately handle भइराको छ है so let's see separately it's got handled है so wait a minute okay so what I want to do is now we want to चाहिँ नि हाम्रो एकैछिन अब यसमा कन्ट्रोलर हामी एड गर्न चाहन्छौं so that means how to add the controller त है so कन्ट्रोलर मा एड गर्ने हो भने कसरी एड गर्ने त so that is the very important things okay so controller को लागि we gonna create a separate folder है so नयाँ फोल्डर बनाउँछु म controllers so basically we have a views hey, we have a router and now we are going to add on more things so that is के हो त भन्दा controller hey, so how do we gonna add the controller त so हामी चाहिँ controller लाई कसरी add गर्ने त हेरौँ है so let's say अहिले कस्टमर राउटर लाई नै म कस्टमर कन्ट्रोलर्स बाट कल गर्ने तरिका गर्छु म जस्तै कन्ट्रोलर्स भित्र नयाँ फाइल बनायो फाइलको नाम चाहिँ let's say customer controller.js right so this is where we define our customer controller right so customer controller को लागि I'll just create a function जस्तै customer controller भयो and we'll work it as a चाहिँ नि हाम्रो के रे उ जस्तै गरेर बनाउने भनेको मतलब maybe directly we can write module dot exports equals to function or directly okay function नै भनौं okay so this is what we export सेभ गरौँ now अब यहाँ भित्र रिटर्न गर्ने छु मैले object and that's where for example let's say index भन्यो index will be our function so यसमा हामीले we can use the lambda function request and response okay so response dot send let's say h1 customers भन्यो and okay sorry response मात्रै rsp मात्रै and अहिकै पार्टहरु सेभहरुको लागि पनि we can do that one sorry lambda expression is missing सेभ गर्दियो now create को लागि पनि छुट्टै create customer and then edit को लागि पनि response.send edit customers and then delete को लागि पनि delete customer so delete customer okay so different page बाट आको छ छैन चेक गर्नको लागि we are making a plural form मा है so यो गर्यो so exports already गरिसकेको छ so that means our this controller can be called into the customer router है so this is where we call constant मा चाहिँ नि sorry constant okay so controller भन्यो equals to require मा चाहिँ नि हाम्रो // controllers भित्रको चाहिँ नि हाम्रो customer controller है सो यो गयो alright so now so const okay customer controller equals to new okay so maybe we can call it as a customer controller capital ma controller object भएकोले गर्दा कि new customer controller भनेर हामी instantiate गर्ने छौं object लाई so then instead of return this what we say is हामी चाहिँ यहाँबाट हैन customer controller बाट or just make it controller लामो किन लेख्ने okay so we'll just controller dot index index मा हामी पास गर्ने छौं request र response सेभ गर्दै है so let's see what happens okay whether it is possible or not slash customers ma gayo okay so there is the customers so let's change the value and see what happens है यहाँबाट मैले चेन्ज गर्छु म customer controllers मा customer is coming from controller save गर्दियो and when you refresh the page okay customer is got problem so that means हाम्रो अब node project मा चाहिँ नि MVC pattern मा हामी जाँदै छौं so that means we already have a views we already have a customer है so that means अब यहाँ चाहिँ we don't need to response चाहिँ नि हाम्रो यो के रे राउटर को काम हैन एक्चुअल मा चाहिँ नि यो रेस्पोन्स गर्ने काम सो राउटर को काम भनेको राउटिङ मात्र गर्ने हो that's why we route it back to the controller मा so यहाँ चाहिँ create भन्यो so create मा request and response we just pass it whatever the request and response came from the server we just pass it through है same copy गरे and then for the edit paste गर्दियो and you just call the edit and यहाँ भित्र paste गर्दे instead of this delete save गर्दियो and let's see what happens okay so let's see what happens customer slash create so add customers so is it actually coming from this one यो आको okay न चेक गर्नको लागि मैले add customers from controller भन्दियो सेभ गर्दियो and then refresh गर्दियो है so this is how you can actually के हो त भन्दा कि work it out अब instead of set what can be done त भन्दा कि if you want to serve the customer data right so I'm not going to actually go into the repository patterns stuff like that right so सबै patterns हरु मैले अहिले कभर पनि गर्न सक्दिन there are so many design patterns that you can actually implement over here है so यसको लागि चाहिँ तपाईले चाहिँ अब software engineering design patterns and principles हरुको लागि अलिकति follow गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ if you have the idea of design principles and patterns it's not going to be difficult for you to create any kind of applications using any programming language right so software design principles and patterns and it must study it must requires है so like तपाईहरु चाहिँ अब further यसको लागि चाहिँ नि अलिकति further online मै रिसर्च गर्ने हो भने पनि you can go to a creators institute को वेबसाइट मा right so you can go to the website so this is where you can go hey, there are certain videos हरु design principles and patterns को बारेमा अलिकति भिडियोज हरु चाहिँ मैले यहाँ राखेको छु है so just like for example implementing of solid principles in Java hey so implementation design patterns single tone DAO MVC Java भयो converting there are so many other videos available अब सबै available छैन है so अब सबै available त छैन like basically important parts हरु चाहिँ राखेको छु so if you want to join hey so if you want to join online classes if you're not in Nepal hey if you want to join online classes you can actually contact us or you can send an email hey so maybe you can go to our Facebook page okay hey? so you can go to our Facebook page /creators.ibt sorry hey so creators.ibt this is where you can go hey so यहाँ चाहिँ नि तपाईले हामीलाई मेसेजहरु पठाउन सक्नुहुन्छ है so के कोर्सेसहरु अवेलेबल छ भन्ने कुराहरु you can actually send us a message so message पठाएर पनि तपाईहरुले you can like our page है so यहाँबाट रेगुलर पोस्टिङहरु पनि भइराको हुन्छ अनि त्यसपछि आएर you can also go through the reviews what all the past students have said there are so many students have actually reviewed us as well है so यसमा यदि still you have a doubt you can go to the review pages so if you know CIBT already or if you have actually के रे CIBT मा already पढिसक्नु भएको छ भने you can also leave the message है so तपाईले पनि अलिकति चाहिँ रिभ्युज हरु छोड्दिन सक्नुहुन्छ or you can contact us directly so हाम्रो अफिस चाहिँ यदि तपाई अलरेडी यही आएर पढ्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने you can come to the Kumari Party Lalitpur this is our phone number है so email address पनि छ you can directly contact to us है so further videos हरु चाहिँ अब आज चाहिँ म यति नै गर्छु अब यस बाहेक तपाईलाई चाहिँ के रे अझ राम्रोसँग सिक्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने you can contact us thank you very much hope you liked it you enjoyed it thank you